So if you notice the picture at the beginning, I try to mimic the good, the bad, and the ugly in working with LLM agents. And the good thing is Go. Go is a really small language. It's really well defined, and it's easier for LLMs because it doesn't take a lot of context to understand the language Go and how it works. There's also types that also helps them understand what's going on. So as a language, LLMs find Go a pretty easy language to understand, and this is really nice for you. And the Go team is working with it. There is an MCP for Go that you can work with, and they are really aware of the revolution that we are having now with Gen AI on all these agents, and they are trying to make Go even more AI friendly as a language to work with. And also, there's another thing is that we're starting to see shift to languages that are actually solving something which is more on the infrastructure side. So Wes McKinney, if you're not familiar with Wes McKinney, he's amazing, really. He wrote a library called Pandas in the Python world. Everybody's doing data science is working with that. He wrote Arrow, which is an in-memory cross-language serialization format, and several other things. And he came from Python. Then he started working with the AI agents, and he wrote about that Python has a good ergonomics for human. It's a language which, for us human, it is really nice. But now that we have our agents writing it, these ergonomics don't matter that much. And he argues that the winner of this shift to agentic engineering are languages that solve the build system, the runtime performance, the packaging, and distribution problem. Go shines really on all of these. When I'm writing something in Python, and I've been using Python from 98 until today, I have a Python code that I wrote, and now I need to give it to someone else. This someone else has to have Python on the other side, where in Go we just pass in an executable. And if I'm using third-party libraries in Python, the other person has to install them. And sometimes, especially if you're doing data science in Python, these libraries can get to hundreds of megabytes in total. And by the way, it's the same for other things such as Java and Node.js or TypeScript. They have the same issues. And Python shipping executables is really nice. When you're talking about web servers, maybe you don't care that much, but still, for a lot of utilities, this is really, really great. And Wes is saying increasingly that looks like Go and Rust. So I know about Go. We have Herbert if you want to talk about Rust, but he's not here, I think. And the reason is saying that nobody cares about the code anymore. People are saying, you know what? I don't care how the code looks like. I just give it the specs. I see that the tests are passing. It's doing what I want. So why do I care if it's a big mess or a very elegant code? I don't really care, and I don't need to view the code, and maybe I shouldn't know about it. And some people are working like that. I'm not there yet. I think that maybe one day we'll get there, but still, I think the quality of the code is still important, and as well as the mental models and your understanding of the data structures and the data flow and the layers and a lot of other things. That the LLMs are okay with that, but they still make a lot of mistakes. And if you look at modern society, right, everyone in modern society is trusting, right? I drive a car, it was built in China. I have no idea if the people who built it actually put the brakes right or not, but I trust them. So modern society is all about trust. And some people say the same thing for an agent. Like they write code, I trust them. I don't really care about how the code looks like. I don't think it's still true. And I think that we are, in this analogy, the one who are building the cars. So we should be aware of how the code looks like and what is happening.